Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shali sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. As-sabur is the divine power that will see things through to the end. At the human level, it means to maintain inner equanimity through all trials and circumstances and to preserve to the end of the test. A physical plane variation of its root means to endure and to stop complaining. In Surah Maida, number 5, ayat number 9, Allah has promised those who believe and do deeds of righteousness that for them there is forgiveness and great reward. When we think about the righteousness and the deeds of righteousness, we are reminded of the 4 main deeds that we are asked to perform. The number 1 is prayer, second is zakat, third is fasting, and the 4th one is the pilgrimage. These are the righteous deeds that Allah is reminding us through this ayat, that those who will be doing these with faith will be forgiven and will have the reward of going to paradise, meaning being ultimately close to Allah. Now, what is prayer and how does it help? Prayer is the remembrance of who the Creator Himself is. And when you keep reminding yourself of who Allah is, you are constantly going to be in connection with Allah. So prayer helps us remember and connect to Allah. Zakat, which is the second one, reminds one and all are equal, meaning helping one another, bringing each other closer to each other, and also build others' faith in Allah. So not only being good to each other, taking care of each other, but through each other's presence and deeds, remind each other of Allah and increase the faith in Allah. Fasting brings self-discipline, and it also makes a person experience a state of gratitude for all the blessings that Allah has blessed them with. Fasting also is a way of spiritual reflection. It's the way you go inwards and connect to your inner soul. It is a way to purify from toxins and your sins. The last one is the pilgrimage. Making a journey for the sake of Allah to build a deep connection with Him and leave the world behind, physically and energetically. Now, Ya Sabur is the divine power that will see things through to the end. When you pray, you remember Allah to build your connection to Him. Ya Sabur is the one who gives you the chance to pray and to call Him, remember Him, and to connect with Him. If He puts a desire in you that it's time to turn to Allah, it is Him showing you Him as Ya Sabur, without who you could not even complete a sentence. So if He's making you leave the world, do wudu, stand in prayer, it is Him who will get you through to finish it also. If He has put a desire or a dua in your heart that when you know He is Ya Sabur, the power that will see things through, then how can we not believe in the duas we make? From the second of that dua is being placed in your heart to the moment it actualizes is the physical realm. It's all under His observation. So no, Ya Sabur is such a privilege in this time and age when we are so impatient with everything as we are used to fast food, fast deliveries, etc. By understanding Ya Sabur, we know that every step of the way is under His command and He is the one who sees through till the end. And so how will He leave you halfway through? When we think about the zakat, He gives you a chance to give zakat. If it wasn't for Him, you couldn't have the money in the first place to think of giving zakat. The reason you were given the money was because He has chosen your vessel to hold that money and pass it to those He wants you to help through it. You having the money to having the person to help are all under His command and watch. That person who came to ask for your help and assistance was sent by Ya Sabur. So you could be His representation and pass on what Allah has given you. So you can be the tool through which Allah sees things through. The money is given to you. You giving it to someone else doesn't make you God. It humbles you to remember He feels you are worth a good deed or in need of doing good deed. So He, in His mercy, blesses you with an opportunity. When He gives you whatever He gives you, it is Him watching over you, how you manage it. No, He is Ya Sabur, who is giving you a chance to see things through in a way that's pleasing to your Allah. Fasting. Similarly, from dawn to sunset, from birth to death, from hunger to fulfilling your hunger are all under His observations. If He gives you a thirst, He alone is responsible to give you, provide for you something that satisfies this thirst. If He's asking you to keep away from something or someone, it is also Him who knows what's best for you, because we know that Ya Sabur, we know the giver is Him and the receiver are we. He gives, and gives, for we are always in need of this, that, and this. For we are not, never in need. So we ask Him. We know He will provide and protect, and so no matter what hunger we feel, how deprived and lonely or lost our soul is, Allah in His mercy gave us those emotions, and only He will guide us to actions that will help us follow His path and leave behind that which He knows is not good for us. By Ya Sabur, He tells us to hold the hunger with faith that He alone can satisfy your hunger. So develop a connection with Him. Take what I am giving you, let go of what I am removing from you, for I am Ya Sabur and I know that what you don't. So from the giving to the taking is all part of my plan that a worshipper, a believer needs to have faith in. Pilgrimage. Pilgrimage symbolizes change, growth, leaving the comfort zone behind and embracing uncertainty in the path of the pilgrimage one makes. From buying the tickets before the ticket, to the seat in the plane, to the air that holds the plane in the air, to the food you eat on the plane, to the lack of circulation in your legs, through the journey to reaching your destination, to unpacking and relaxing and being in a new place, all are done by Ya Sabur, who is the one who makes sure you are seen through with all that you need on your journey in the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual sense. For Him to see things through to the end, meaning if He is Ya Sabur, then what does that make you? The one who is always in need of Ya Sabur. In your prayers, in your zakat, in your fasting, in your pilgrimage. When you make your prayers, you get impatient for answers. When you can't pay your zakat, you feel unaccomplished and financially weak. When you fast, you look forward to eating again. When you go through a pilgrimage, you can't wait to return home after some time. Ya Sabur is the last name. Why? He gives us 99 names to hold us through our life from the start to the end. Could any other name be in place of Ya Sabur? Ya Sabur is the divine power that will always see things through to the end. To the end. What is the end? How can there be an end to him or his names with a word or a number 99? What is the end? For there is no end to Allah. Ya Sabur is the divine power that will always see things through to the end. In other words, every single name of Allah is gifted to us to hold us every single day, every single second, every minute of every day, weeks and months, and through the years, through every phase, every death, every birth, and remind us every phase He is holding us and guiding us. Every death He is transforming us and allowing us to shed a layer of our being to get closer to Him. With every birth He is taking the responsibility of providing and protecting us. But all this is possible when we stick to our prayers, to the zakat, to the fasting and pilgrimage for Him. And keep remembering Ya Sabur is gifting these to us so we can never ever stop connecting and calling Him in any situation. Ya Sabur gives you all the 98 names to bring you to a space where you awaken to the power of each name and how desperately you will always need them. So by having these names by your side, you will know this too shall pass. For He who is Ya Sabur will see you through when you keep Him in your prayers, in your zakat, fasting and pilgrimage. Ya Sabur got us to the end of these sessions to remind us that He has no end, but we do. We will always need Him on any journey we are on, and that's why we will need to reconnect. That's why we will need to reconnecting to the names till the end of our time here. For we have many ends. End of a day, end of a life, end of a class, end of a friendship, end of a career, end of a relationship, end of so many. For that is what we are here to experience. Ya Sabur gives us the end and sees us through to help us begin again and end again, and then begin and end, having no attachments to the one before, and restart knowing no matter how many ends we have, He will always give you another beginning, another morning, another chance, another journey. For through every journey you come one step closer to the one you belong to, and to Him you will inshallah return.